Whispers float in empty halls. Footsteps echo down the walls. Shadows break where secrets lie. Every echo holds a hidden sign. Blow the trace along the crime, a hush that haunts the night, a fear that lives in light. Unravel lines of twisted lies. In the dark, the story waits unseen.
And here we go.
Okay, it's starting over. There's going to be a blooper at the end if you guys want to stick around for that. I'm not going to put it at the front. But, alright, welcome back to the Psychic Sleuth channel. So, if you just... there will be bloopers at the end because something was happening when I was trying to start this, and, yeah. I ended up with the centipede climbing up the wall over there, and those are the venomous ones. And that's the second one I've seen in my house, and I'm not happy about that at all. Freaked me out. So let's just say it's no longer living. Anyways, so welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about my trip up to some things for Nancy. All the ways to support the channel down below. Please check out my new website. I'm very proud of it. You can get to the booking and podcast and everything through that website. There's links down at the bottom, but I'm very proud of it. I have put a lot of creativity into it. That's the other side of me. I love being creative. I love making things, and this has been a dream for quite a while. So if you feel like you want to check it out, if you feel called to any of the collections or anything for gifts or whatever, just to save for later, it's always going to be growing. So there's always going to be things. I want to make something for everybody, every taste. So just keep that in mind, and I will put the link right here. All right. So on the way up there, I actually I cracked my window. I didn't know it was completely cracked. I thought it was just like a little nick because something hit the window, and I was like, oh, okay, no big deal. Well, now it's kind of cracked all the way across, and I hope that my insurance covers it because I haven't checked. I want to say thank you to Linda for letting me get out there donating. She was very generous, and this is kind of dedicated for her. I know she's been looking for Nancy. I know she's going through a tough time, so I hope that she sees this and knows that I'm thinking about her, and I'm thankful for her. And so because of this, I was able to drive around and do what I needed to do. So as you guys know, I've been kind of looking for specific towers that I got randomly. Now, originally, I had a hard time seeing Nancy. I kept feeling like she was in the dark. I kept feeling Nancy was like, in something in the dark on private property. And there was a lot of things in the cards and everything that kind of said that. And also we had been looking in a wash and sand, so we were kind of getting both places. So I don't know if I was getting two different timelines, like where she was originally and then where she was moved to, and everything was sort of blocked and stopped. Divine timing. I truly believe in divine timing, and literally the card came out in the last reading about divine timing. So I do think that there's more going on to block the case other than that, but the astrology is a little tough, and it has a lot of fixed energy, which means that the case is kind of stuck and kind of confusing and all of that wonderful stuff. Another one with a lot of fixed energy is Summer Wells. So Aquarius can point to energy corridors, which is, I kept seeing certain towers. They're the thick bottom ones. It can also point, to ravines, rocky areas, railroads. Like there's different things that Aquarius can point to. I'm kind of trying to go off of, I've been flying blind most of this time and following feelings, things that I felt when I was in Tucson about certain people and areas, for various reasons. I've been kind of flying blind because I haven't really been able to see a full picture on where she is. So I've been going off of cards, astrology, and now that I've got this little vision of just a field, I see it more barren than I think it may be. I don't know, because there's only specific places where those towers are, and so I think that they showed me those specific towers for a specific reason. And what's weird is that the towers only go to a certain part up west where I'm trying to go. Otherwise they go mostly south, and I didn't notice them until I was driving up to Tucson, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're on the side of the freeway and these are the ones I'm looking for. So I kind of followed them with my eyes all the way up to to kind of like by Marana, to where like I've been looking before, kind of stop before it goes to the other side of the freeway. And then there's no access along the railroad tracks. As you're driving you know, more, they continue, they kind of stop right there actually at the energy thing, and there is some more further up, but again, there's no access. There's fields and stuff, but they don't really run across it. They run alongside it, and there's railroad tracks, and you honestly can't get to it. Like, I don't see how it's accessible unless there's roads I'm not seeing. So the only place was, is I kept following it down south. But first of all, I want to show you guys where I was looking at and where they were at first. And then, well, I'll just, this is kind of like a complicated video for me to show you. So let me show you where I originally went to. And I keep getting pulled back to Marana Silver Bell for some reason. This is the only place besides down south where the towers are, but it kind of doesn't make sense to me because it feels like it feels remote, but it's still in the middle of like an area with like community, which kind of goes along with the cards. So I'm going to show you the cards. I was originally going to edit this in. So this is me from the side of the road, and further down on Silver Bell, they kind of changed. So you can't really get to these towers. These are the towers I'm looking for, the metal ones in the distance. You can't really get to them unless there's a road or something I'm not aware of. So there's that area. So this is actually a crossroad. It's Rough Rath is on the other side, and this is El Camino something. So there's a crossroads right here, and this is where they start. This was the rainbow in the distance with the mountains. I thought that was really cool. That was happening at the time that I was out there. And these are like the towers that I'm kind of looking for, where they have the wide bottoms. These are the only ones that I see that kind of like look like what I'm looking for. And they do go through. They ended at Silver Bell. Look, they start over here again. These towers right through here. It's interesting. There's a rainbow there. So, feel me. The wind is blowing really hard, so it's kind of hard to hear me. Okay, so sorry, my son called. But you're not gonna be able to hear much because of the wind. But basically, and the mountains, and this is a cross street, and over there is a baseball field. They run straight through there. These are very hard to find, by the way. They continue south, so I'm gonna follow this and see. They ended at Silver Bell. Look, they start over here again. These towers right through here. It's interesting. There's a rainbow there. So I was like, it's interesting. There's a rainbow there, but yeah. So these end at like Silver Bell, and like I said, Rough Rath is the other side. I can't remember this side. It's like El Camino something. And there's a baseball field on the other side, and I have another video about that. That was just a little video. And these are, I'm just taking pictures here of that. And this is, because this is where they start. Basically, this is where they start. Because they cross the road, they cross the freeway, go the other side, and then they're inaccessible. This is, I think, this was at like a wash, like between, let's say between two. I was a little scared to go down there. I don't think of it. It was like there was a golf course, which was interesting, and there was apartments or condos or whatever. So that was here, I think. And I didn't want to go down the road because it said, yeah, this is the walk thing, I think, that I wanted to do. The golf courses on the backside. I'm a little nervous with the property of Pima County or whatever. So, and I was scared of rattlesnakes and coyotes. But this is like, I don't know how this will make sense, but I was checking out the wash, but I don't know, it's between two. It's on the other side of the golf courses in the back, and these towers are running right through here. They just run through that whole area. Like this and one other place. I mean, there might be places in between that I didn't go to, but I'll explain in a minute. Oh no, it says City of Tucson, so I'm a little freaked out. I don't want the cops over here. I don't know how this area would even make sense, but there's a golf course right down the street. Actually, that might be the golf course right there. Well, that's weird. I mean, I keep getting golf course and I keep ending back up to this area, whether it's Nancy or somebody else, I don't know. So, that's interesting. It's just, I'm just taking pictures of the towers because I'm like, well, here they are. That's what I'm looking for. This is through the baseball field. This looks like a ballpark, and this is open right here. And what I'm a little nervous about is coyotes. Sorry about the wind. This is probably gonna be the last place I'm not feeling good at all. And I haven't been, and I don't know why. There's a bridge right there. So, I don't know if this is like an old wash or how many people come through here. I don't know. Come on, Zoot. Silver Bell. These are the towers I'm looking for. So these all continue south, but I'm a little nervous because of, snakes and coyotes and all of that. The golf course is down the way where I originally was. Like, this is like a wash ravine. These are all through here. I'm just wondering more about this area, but I'm scared to look on it alone, you guys. Like, seriously. And that area goes down to the water. I don't know how. It's all on the map. Afterwards. Like, this is going to the field like I saw them. And it's west. I mean, southwest, these run all the way south and along the 10 corridor, I've noticed. So, and this is what I'm looking for. Running through a field, but it seems remote, but it's not. And this road goes up and down like I was feeling. I'm a little nervous about searching it or walking through it because of the time of day that it is. Rattlesnakes scare the shit out of me, and so do coyotes. And my dog doesn't want to go. Dog, what are you doing? Zoot, come on! He's like sniffing the ground like he's never smelled anything before. Come on, dude! I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know. This wash goes a long way. Oh, and there's a Roger wash over here. Roger came in the EVP. Thought it was a road, but it's interesting. And this is very easy access right here if you know where you're going. I don't know that there's cameras or anything over there. It's like a remote area. See, look, it's like a trench. There's hills. I mean, I don't know. So, it's just interesting because this is what I'm looking for. These towers right here, running through an open field. There's a crossroads at the end. This is where I first saw them because they stop and then they start way down there, but it's not accessible. It's the only place I've seen that's accessible, but it could go straight down south. But the reason why I'm looking at west is because the EVP said west, the astrology pulls west. I've always been pulled west. I don't know, but these actually run all along the 10 corridor. I don't know if they're by a mountain. I didn't make it over there. I saw these and had to pull over. And this is off of Silver Bell, which is very Aquarius. So we're going to go now. So it looks like it's going to monsoon. And I don't know. I start getting freaked out when darkness falls because of the last coyote experience that we had. So Zook is a little bit better at knowing danger than Justice is, but no, there's nothing there. Come on. It'd be nice if I didn't have to go by myself. But this is an area that I think maybe is worth scouting. I don't know. I can't promise anything. I'm going by what I see the Santa Cruz River isn't far from here either. The bridge is interesting because I'm pretty sure that came up somewhere. Alright. That's that video. This is just pictures of it. You can see the timestamp down here. Okay, now this is a different area. Now, I have to explain this area a little bit. So, going back to the story of dreaming about the golf course, the name of the golf course, East something, I can't remember the name of it right now, ended up being, we found out just about a month ago that it was the same golf course that Nanos lives on, was the one I dreamed about. So we thought that was weird. So the next day, I go to Tucson for Neptune's beak trim, and I'm on my way back, and my phone reroutes me, telling me that there's traffic. But as I'm driving along the freeway on the other side, like on the road that they took me off of, there is no traffic. So I'm like, what the heck? Like, it rerouted me for nothing. In the very, very beginning, I got Fairgrounds, and I had mentioned that to Tracy, that I had got Fairgrounds, where they were, we didn't know, etc. Anyways, so that day my phone reroutes me, and I end up at the Fairgrounds and the sheriff's office. The day after I find out Nanos lives at the golf course that I dreamed of. Okay, so weird, right? So these towers run all along the 10 corridor, on mostly the like coming south, or against the freeway, because these aren't everywhere. There's different types of towers, and I think that's why I was shown specific ones, because they're giving me specific areas. That's the only that's the only thing I could think of. And so these towers, I'm like, well, I'm gonna get off on Rita Road, because for some reason I feel very Rita and Houghton is where they tried to reroute me the other night for the freeway thing. But I'm like, I'm gonna get off here and see if these towers exist by the fairgrounds and the sheriff's office, because I was rerouted there. I had the fairgrounds. I didn't pay attention before because I hadn't had the vision yet. Well, at the crossroads, here's the towers. So I'm like, okay, that's weird. Here's the towers. They go across. There's the crossroads right there. I'm in a dirt lot. Can hear them. I don't know if I recorded any of that. Okay, so this runs straight through this. I don't know if there's any washes here. You can hear it. This is off of Rita. I've always had to pull the Rita. But this is where I got rerouted accidentally that day. Look, this is a crossroad. The fairgrounds are that way. I got the fairgrounds in the very beginning randomly. This is more southeast, okay? Which isn't really like exactly where I've been drawn, but that doesn't matter. It could be pulling perp energy. The chart pulls west, I pull west, but I've noticed that this is the only place other than, I don't know if they're shooting out there. I think that the sheriff's office is out there. Like I said, this is where I got rerouted. So these towers are the ones I'm looking for, and they run straight through here. So this is an interesting area that I think should be checked. I'm gonna continue following it to see where at the fairgrounds it goes, because this is the only place here and where I showed you earlier. Okay, so just some more pictures of the towers. Okay. So now here's the astrology chart, and I want to show you something. So when you're doing with the way that I do the lines on the astrology chart, I drew specific ones, but her Saturn is in Pisces, which can be a wash. But this is all this. So this is the event chart. Okay. So all this energy is in Aquarius. Like she had a stellium in Aquarius, which is, and all this energy points to this area on the map. This is the map. So if we look at this as an astrology, right? We look at, here's her house, and we look at this as the astrology sign. What's coming the same direction? Down here. What's weird is there's an Ann library here. I don't know if you guys remember the EVP said Ann a lot in library. There's one there. I thought that was kind of weird. I was here, Pima County Fairgrounds. Somebody said check Val. at the time, I didn't think about it. So I wasn't pulled that way. So it could be around that way. You could have been right. I don't know. I don't know if that's why I'm here. I don't know if that's why I got rerouted. I don't know. I just know that it's weird that the astrology chart, like here, and this is another sign. So this is the I forget what line this is. IC, the IC line. So this is also important, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. But all this look at it's the same place in the chart. How do I go back? As this. Do you see what I mean? Like if I don't think I can show you side by side, but see all this energy down here? Look at all this energy. It's the same. Like if you were to place this on the map, it would go this way. Oh, Rose, I love you, baby. So, okay, now I need to show you something else. Oh, crap. How do I stop sharing? Don't bite me. Okay. I don't know what's going on with you. What's going on with you? Are you hungry? I know. I gotta take care of you in just a second. Okay. Okay, Rose. What's going on? It's kind of weird timing. We were just looking at. All right. On this map, this is another thing I want to show you guys. So I'm gonna play this live from Susan Morphu 5 years ago, something that happened. I'm going to play the live that I did, okay? And I decided that I wanted to repaint them. Ezekiel. So I painted them purple and green, like a greenish bluish color. But I start seeing spirals in my head, and so I wanted to paint spirals on the dresser. So I painted them on both dressers on the side. I added leaves because it looked kind of weird, right? There's spirals everywhere. But I don't know if you guys can see it. I painted the spiral. I know it's horrible because we're on. So can you guys see it? So this is what's all over my dresser.
You can't see it.
Both of my dressers are spirals. Like I kept seeing it and I kept painting it. Super weird. So that area, if you look it up.
Okay. So what's interesting about this, this is a long time ago. I had a crappy like camera and everything. And this was like, what, 5 or 6 years ago? I don't even know. This is when I lived in California. And so I drew like these spirals, right? And I drew the green spirals on my dresser. I was seeing them for days and I drew them for days. Anybody that follows me knows that I get things ahead of time. So I don't know if this means anything, but let me show you something on the map in this area that I'm at. Okay, so this is called a Tucson spiral. And it is actually not very far from where I was. So this is the IC line, which is important. Okay. I see there's certain lines that are allegedly important in astrology with a body. One of them, you know, that's the lines that I've drawn here. But then we have all this Aquarius energy that you guys saw on the chart that I tried to show you that goes in this direction. So all these are me following the corridor right here. And there is some other things here, law enforcement Arizona, but there's also a couple of quarries, a couple of, I mean, there's tons of like, I don't know if this is just to mark the area. So I just find it weird that I was drawing a spiral 5 years ago and there happens to be a spiral in this area. You can't get to the spiral, so I'm not saying she's by the spiral. Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying that. This is Swan. Okay. I'm not saying that she is by the spiral. I am saying it could be to validate the area because just up here is where I was. Okay. All these marks is the electrical lines that I'm marking. That's what all these marks are. I'm marking them on the map so I could follow them. they go by the prison, which is kind of weird. And here's all these, you kind of see the mountains in the background because you see it when you're driving up there to Tucson, because that's when I first noticed them. And yes, there's all of these things like that. Those cards have come in. The sea line seems important. This is Summit. So I don't know. I don't know if that's why I was seeing the spirals. I just find it to be a weird ass coincidence. I was drawing spirals for like a month, and I drew them on my dresser, and it came up during Susan Morphu, and then here we have the spiral. And knowing how I get information, sometimes years in advance, it's just very interesting. Whether it's a signpost, whether it's to tell me I'm on the right track, whether it's to say this area is significant, I don't know. I just find it interesting. And then, so yeah, all these go along here. These are all the right towers, but these towers are not everywhere. So they only go up to here. Okay. So this is the other place where the towers were. This is where I was. This is the ballpark. It's Danny Lopez ballpark that I showed you guys a video of. This is where it is. This is the crossroads. These are where they start. There's an X. It's just crazy because I've gotten crossroads. So I don't know I don't know where. I don't know if there's something else here or I don't know if it's related. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to follow what I'm seeing. It's weird that there's a crossroads. I've gotten the crossroads art every single time, and that could be also symbolic, but also what I drew is of a crossroads, right? Like literally it's just the road. There's like, I'm getting a 2-lane road that goes this way, and I feel like there's like a little bit of a bump to it. It feels remote, whether it's really remote or it just feels that way. It feels remote. And then when you turn this way, there's electrical towers with wide bottoms going across the field. That was the vision that I had. And so that's what I'm looking for. And both these places are crossroads with them going down the field. So I don't know. And there's only a couple places that it does this, but this is where I was at. This is where I went through see how the river goes, or this wash I was in right here goes underneath this bridge and down into the river. And so I don't know how many people come in this area. I don't know if I just found it interesting. There's a pond not far from here, right here, fishing pond, Silver Bottle Lake. And yeah, so this is where I originally was. Those were the towers, and then the towers literally go in to where I'm telling you, because I feel like whenever I look at this, whenever I see this vision, I feel like I'm in this remote place. Now, I've never been pulled south before. It's very interesting to me, but that I could have been following the perpetrator or where she was before or whatever. But I don't know. It's just weird because like the astrology chart has all this energy going to Aquarius, and it has to be significant in some way. Now I'm not really great at telling the distance. It's not really far because there's no ninth house, which would mean she's in Mexico or something like that, like really far. It's almost like I kind of feel like between close and far, because I pulled the far away card and I didn't kind of take it because I felt close, and I'm just wondering if she was close and then she was more further away. If it's two parts in the reading, because the readings and the cards are showing a house and someplace else first and then moved. And it said we pulled the movement card. We pulled move multiple times or something like that. So I'm just wondering if it's giving me like she was close to her house and now she's further. I don't know. But the chart is not pulling like Mexico and a place really far. This is not as far as it seems. I'd say maybe 30 minutes. It's weird because I got rerouted here, and this is where the sheriff's office and the fairgrounds are, and this is where the towers are. And look how remote it is. I mean, and the spirals there. I mean, I don't know. That's all I can say. So that's all I have for you. I actually, unless I get another vision or unless I get something important, probably not going to go back out there for this unless I get the urge or whatever. That little girl, I don't want to say her name wrong. Harris, but Harris is her last name, and I just don't. Her first name starts with a J, and I don't want to pronounce it wrong. I've been thinking about her a lot, and I just found it interesting that she was found at Cedar Creek back in Sebastian's. I kept being drawn to the Cedar Creek area, and sometimes it's the name rather than the place, and I just find that super odd. And I don't know if it's surrounded by woods. I didn't look at it. If I would have looked at the case, I probably would have been like, oh, Cedar Creek, okay, that's interesting, because I got it before. and there's some stuff in the EVP that kind of validate like acid and stuff. Oh, it's horrible. I hate to say it. Poor girl. I was been thinking about her a lot lately for some reason. There's not really a reason for me to do a reading on it. I didn't get to it before she was found. I wanted to, but I didn't. I just found out about it like a couple days before she was found, so I didn't get to. But a couple days ago, I was like messing with this website, and I was seeing this kid on a boat, and he was going really fast. And then I didn't know who it was, and I kind of just put it on the shelf. And then somebody mentioned the Nolan Wells case, and I was like, I don't know who that is. And it pops up on my YouTube, and I see that they had one on a boat to this island, and I'm like, well, that's weird. Like, and he looks like the guy in the vision, so I might that might be a case I need to work on, because Spirit gave me that vision before I knew about the case. I don't know, that's how it works for me. The best that I can. So all your love and support is appreciated. If you still would like to donate even a cup of coffee for the air conditioning, I still owe a lot on it, and I've been trying to stay away from over there because I feel bad. So I've been working towards my own outcome for that. That's the whole point of the store and everything. It's not just for you guys. I'm hoping for whoever comes across it. I don't know. A lot of people make extra income that way. I'm hoping that I can to support this work. Hopefully, maybe you guys find something that you love there too. But I'm just really proud of it. It's something I've always wanted to do. So I'm kind of like mixed the two things on there. Like, you can still get the booking and stuff from the website. So yeah, that's basically it. That's all I got right now until I get something more or whatever. Oh, the EVP. I was going to edit the EVP and put it on here because I turned it on to ask questions. My phone ran out of storage, so I had to stop. But I was asking if I was in the right place. I haven't got to listen back. If it's important, I'll release it. But at the very end, before it cut off, it said divorce. And so I'm like, were they going to get a divorce at some point? So it was very clear before it cut off. So I thought that was interesting. So yeah, as I fill the pool, I'll do what I need to do, but this is where we're at right now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe. I feel tired. I will see you guys soon. I had a crazy day with the crazy centipede. If you want to see the blooper, it's after. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know I've kind of been away. I've been working on a lot of stuff. I've been trying to catch up on things, plus doing private questions and whatnot, which are always available, by the way. So one thing that is new is that I did finish my store. You can find bookings and everything through there. I hope that you will check it out. It is constantly growing as inspiration arrives, so there will be something for everyone eventually. So have a look. It does support me in the channel, and I'm very excited about it. And if you know anybody that may like it, please share it. It is it is free shipping, and I worked really hard on it. I'm really proud of it. So I will put the link is in the Linktree, but I will also put it on screen here. So check it out. I'm also trying to work on the podcast that I just can't with me right now, that Tracy and I did. Okay, I'm just gonna put this as a blooper. I'm just gonna put this as a blooper. Neil already told me there was a centipede on the wall. Don't tell me there's another one. What is it now? Oh, now there's some other bug. Neo's been bug hunting tonight. Like, he just found this. I don't even know what it was. I don't know. It was like cicada or whatever the heck it was. I had one of those centipedes crawling up my wall over there. The ones that are what are they? Venomous. The venomous ones that bite really hard. So there's that.